Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Strength Blazing Clash Paikuhan, and yeah, honestly a little bit about him. He is a strength type lead of E3, HP attack and defense 100%. He raises his attack and defense 1 turn and greatly lowers the attack of the enemy. He has attack and defense of 150% and all enemies defense of minus 50%. He launches an additional attack. There's a high chance of becoming a super. For the first 4 turns from his entry, he'll have 50% evasion, and for every super attack he performs, he has key +1 and attack and defense of 20%, stacking infinitely. Very, very interesting. Chance of performing a critical hit as well, and chance of evading the enemy's attack as well, up 10%, up to a max of 50%. When the target enemy is in the following statuses, attack down or defense down, he will have his attack up of 100%. This is a considerable difference for him. And before receiving an attack within the turn, he has 50% damage reduction. When all allies attacking the same turn are Otherworld Warriors or tournament participant category characters, I think, that's really like some of his restrictions. So, attacking defense of 100%, he gets that 20% additional critical hit chance and damage reduction rate, and he launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. Now, he is limited. Look, he's limited. He's already limited in terms of categories, so limiting him in terms of team with Otherworld Warriors or tournament participants is, kind of also counterproductive. But the thing is it's still 2 out of his 6 categories, so it's not too difficult to organize for him. The big thing with him is it's quite crucial towards how he functions. So there's like a couple very crucial things. Firstly, he has 50% evasion once fully built up. In between that time, he can potentially have 100% evasion. If you fire off enough super attacks, by the end of his second turn after he fires off his super attacks, he's pretty much guaranteed to dodge. He still has that 50% damage reduction before receiving an attack. So much like Hercule, much like some of these other units, he has a pretty solid damage reduction rate. If you add the 20% in, that's 70%, and that makes him quite tanky. His big issue though is outside of having evasion disabled, he can then struggle because 70% damage reduction is good, but only for 1 attack. Oof, it's a bit rough. On top of that as well, as much as he's really cool, like he scales pretty well because of the 20%, and he can also do some decent damage if the enemy's in attack down or defense down, which does matter now because a lot of events allow attack down. He still ultimately doesn't provide a lot of utility outside of that. He himself is a scaling character, that is pretty cool, but he himself, because of his link set and that, doesn't necessarily provide a lot to the rest of the team. A great example of this is, yes, he fits an Otherworld Warrior, which is awesome, but the best unit for him to link on Otherworld Warriors is Paikuhan, who he can't link with. So then it's like, who does he link with? Well, he can potentially link with that Goku, right? The Goku I have him linked with in the video. This is great. He can act technically as a first start tank for that Goku because he can have 50% evasion, 70% damage reduction, additional evasion from his passive. But what does he provide elsewise? Well, some decent damage if the enemy is in attack down, defense down, decent crit rate, which helps. He can be a tank in emergency situations or if he's lucky with his dodge. But other than that, not a lot that he brings. No orb changing, no healing, no key for the rest of the rotation, no support. And when you have a unit who's got such a limited link set, this is not necessarily the best situation. Overall, do I think he's pretty good? I do. I think he's pretty cool. I think he's pretty fun. I think he's an entertaining option. Do I think he is a long-term option? No, unfortunately not. Otherworld Warriors benefits from having him. He's a cool replacement potentially if you don't have some of the other crucial Otherworld Warriors units. But your Goku Angels, your Vegeta Angels, your Vegito LRs, your Gogetas, these are going to be units that are going to dominate your Otherworld Warriors team. Goku units will link up with them probably better. They get more support from units like Paikuhan AGL or from just other Otherworld Warrior units in general. So he's a very good unit, and I like him a lot, but I think he's just going to get lost. He's just going to get a little bit lost in this team and process and everything. Provided we don't have any surprises in terms of units. So for example, we could get a Otherworld Warriors unit. We could get, for example, like some really strong Otherworld Warriors units, which could be very interesting. But at this point in time, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Paikuhan is up there. They could have a LR Paikuhan Gogeta exchange, reversible exchange unit. Then this guy could be the one. Like, he could definitely be a great foil to that unit. Who knows? You know, it depends. But at this point in time, the way things are, I don't see him being absolutely crucial or fundamental overall to everything that's going on.